Joe and Borna, the Afternoon Roadhogs.
It makes no difference. We didn't know if there's any place to sit down. It's a classy dressing room you get here when you come to Milwaukee, Sammy.
Well, I wasn't going to say anything, but you know what I mean?
You can say whatever you want here.
I have seen every dressing room in the world, and I mean, and this is I'd say this is average.
Average?
Average,
Oh
yeah. Unless you play the big casinos and stuff that have the ballrooms and have the big fancy buildings,
right.
or you play a big old fancy opera house, you know, some of the old theaters.
Yeah.
But even then, they're old and tired. They usually have about 35,000 coats of paint on there, you know, on the wall.
Right. Yeah.
So, but
now you play an arena, and it's a room like this, though, right? Kind of cinder blocks.
Exactly. And
yeah.
sometimes they're real sterile. You think you're in a hospital?
So what's the worst? Is that the worst? What's the worst dressing room you've been to? Describe it to us.
Probably in, I don't want to pick on any city, but some of the bigger cities, you know, the bigger, older cities, like, you know, the San Francisco, Chicago, New York, some of the big old cities, and you go into them old theaters that have been there for a couple hundred years, and whew, they're down in the basement. Back in the days when they didn't give a horse's ass about the artist, it was all about, you know, who was paying to get in.
Right,
they didn't care who
exactly.
they were paying to see, you know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
Those times have changed. You know what? I'm going to change the whole rules. I think I'm going to put it together where now it's going to be all about the artist that is doing it. His dressing room is going to have to be like gorgeous with all these champagne and great, you know, amenities in there and all that stuff, and let the people in for free.
So it only took you 40 years of your career to come up with that idea.
Yeah, but the problem is I don't have my own building. Well, I got a Cobble Wobble. But
I was going to say, you've got your own building.
How's your dressing room back
Our
home there?
dressing rooms in Cobble Wobbles, the one I built in Mexico especially, is killing.
Is it? Yeah.
Oh, it's killing. We got a great dressing room. All the rest of them you get dressed in the kitchen.
Right. I hear you.
Or the bathroom.
Right. No doubt.
All right, so a step up here. So welcome back to Milwaukee, Sammy.
Thank you.
It's great to have you back. Welcome back to Summerfest. So
I've done this before, yeah?
I've done this before, absolutely.
So Sammy Hagar in the circle. I mean, we're hanging out backstage. I see Mike. I see Vic. I know your history with them. Jason Bonham. How'd you get him in this band? Was it a phone? You guys hanging out? Was it a phone call?
It was really a fluke. Jason played with me in Cabo Wabo at my birthday one time about 8-9 years ago, and he was way off the wagon. Let's just put it like that. He was going down the wrong road, and we had a lot of fun, but I'm going, boy, that boy's going to have some problems if he don't, you know, get himself together. And he went and got himself together. And when I ran into him again, it was 8 years later, and it was in Miami. I was jamming with the Wabos, and Mikey was with us. And so Jason, I see him sitting on the side of the stage. He had called the promoter because it was his hometown, and he said, you know, I'm seeing him over there. So I just ran over in the middle of the show and said, hey, Mikey's coming up halfway through the show. You want to join us? He said, yeah. Let's not even talk about song. I'm back out there singing, you know, putting on the show, and I'm looking at him going, yeah, you know, 2 more songs, yeah, get ready, you know. So he jumps up on the drums. I go up and say, what do you want, pound cake? Yeah, I know that one. Okay, we do pound cake.
All right.
Led Zeppelin rock and roll. Okay, we do Led Zeppelin rock. We did about 40 minutes.
Wow.
And it was so good that I said, I got to have this kind of band. I'm not exaggerating. I mean, my drummer at that time, David Lauser from the Wobbles, his wife was going through a really hard time, and, you know, she passed, and really a horrible thing. But so it was, the timing was, I kind of needed a guy because he, you know, he was having a hard time being available. God bless him. Anyway,
right.
So I still use Dave. Like Dave's playing in Milwaukee with me at the, Moondance with me. At the,
okay, sure.
Jam. Dave, I'm gonna use Dave for that because I like to help him out. But long story short, so I started this band, and after our first gig, I said, this is the best rock and roll band I've been in a long time. This is rivals Chickenfoot. I mean, Chickenfoot's musicianship is top.
I was going to say, and no shortage of drummers there with Chad Smith and Satriani playing guitar.
Exactly.
I mean, come on.
And Mikey on bass.
Right.
It's the same kind of thing, only Chickenfoot only plays our own songs. We don't play other people's songs. The Circle plays my whole career and some Led Zeppelin. You know, right? Come on, I'm chomping at the bit. I'm going, so, you know, we're doing Good Times Band. We're doing the Levee Breaks.
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah.
I don't think Zeppelin even did that live.
Well, and you've got, you know, back to the Montrose stuff.
Yeah.
Listen to this guy that's making faces behind you right now. Jason, kick off that opening drum lick to Rock Candy. Come on.
Right.
I mean, hair stands up on your arms when that song starts.
The whole thing about Jason is that all the drummers I played with idolized his father. Like you asked Denny Carmassi, who the original Montrose drummer, who's your hero? You know, is John Bonham. You asked Alex Van Halen, who's your hero? John Bonham. When we went in the studio to make Pound Cake, you know, for the For Unlawful Car Knowledge record, we hired Andy Johns because Alex wanted when the Levee Breaks drum sound. You know what I mean?
Right.
So here I am with playing with Jason. So I'm telling you guys, ha 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 ha. It's like, you know, it's like
full circle. Full circle, Jason says.
Have you said anything about that? Because I know you talked to Eddie Trunk, who we have on the station, about those guys not wanting you to play your own stuff on stage. So what? I mean, come on, what's the deal with
I wish I
that?
could tell you what that was about.
Right.
I wish I was. I don't think there's even a reason other than it just like
Spite.
high school
Are they jealous?
spite.
Are they jealous?
Well, they can't play it.
No.
Yeah.
You know, now
Exactly.
they can't. I mean,
No.
I'm not dogging anybody. They can't play any of the Van Hagar stuff. All our number one hits were Van Hagar.
Yep.
All the number one albums, Van Hagar. So it's like they can't play them. So I think they're jealous. I think they're pissed that we can do it. And it's like, well, too bad. I wrote those songs too.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like.
I'll tell you
I
a
don't know.
secret. They can't play the David Lee Roth stuff either. So, and Borna and I on our afternoon show have made no bones about that. So,
And I know your comments.
with no offense to Mike sitting over there, but man, oh man.
Is what we're thinking about at the end when they finish with this run, if they ever do finish it, if they even get it started, maybe we'll add some of those tunes to our set. Just
There you go.
That's what I always. That's what I always
You
thought.
can
Why don't
double
you-
the ticket prices for that show, man.
Why don't you show? So just play Panama for once. It's like this is how we're gonna do it. You know.
In Cabo at my birthday, we've done it.
Yeah.
Mikey and I, we get up there and we played Running with the Devil. We
Yeah.
played Panama.
Absolutely.
We played Jump with a bunch of different other guys, and it's like we laugh about it because it's like we can play anything. We can get.
You can. And Vic on guitar, I mean, he
Yeah.
shreds
Oh,
those
Vic's
licks, man.
serving.
We've watched him play with you back with the Wabos and now through this project, and he's just amazing. Your whole
Vic
band.
is serving Jimmy Page, Ronnie Montrose, Eddie Van Halen, and my solo stuff and his stuff that he played. He's serving all of it up in one helping. He has the toughest job in the band, but he's cutting it.
He's cutting it. Always
He's
has.
Really, hey, no complaints out there for Vic. Matter of fact, he's finally getting a lot of respect from the fans on my website. You know, they're really saying, "Wow, man, Vic was shredding. I couldn't believe he did the solo to this and did that." You know, it's like. He's got the biggest shoes to fill up there.
No question.
I'm just singing my own shit, except for the Zeppelin. I mean,
right, but you're pulling that off really well.
No, well, thank you.
We are featuring the double live album all weekend here in
Come
Milwaukee.
on.
It's a red
We
rock,
are,
a
yeah.
white and blue
Good.
weekend
Good
on the Hog,
service.
right? Absolutely. And now your show launches on the Hog tomorrow night. We thought we'd all put together a nice little 4th of July package with
appreciate
you
it.
in town. No, the show's great. It's overdue to be on the station. Talk about the show a little bit. What are you doing with your countdown show?
Well, it's a blast because I get to think of a theme. Like it's like writing a song. When you write a song, you come up with a title first. You come up with a song that you want to say right now. And you know what you want to say. Then you start writing it. Well, I come up with a theme. I say I want to have the best songs to have sex to. Right. And then I go down in my head and I start thinking, oh man, I can't forget that one. Oh man, Bob Marley. I mean, you got to have little wailers in there, a little speed metal.
Absolutely.
But anyway, and
It varies the tempo of the sex
It
with that.
does.
See,
You don't
right?
want to just jump on.
Well,
there, jump on
that's
and
right.
jump off.
You know what
wanna go.
some nights are different, right? Depends on the mood
It
and what
is.
was leading up
Different
to it
moods,
too.
and you go for a little ride. You want to
Right.
go for a different kind of ride.
Because we're having this conversation, I can tell you one of my wife's favorites to do it to is Black and Blue. So there you
well,
go.
there you
That's
go.
absolutely
That's what it
true.
was written for.
I know it was. And she loves to pop that on a CD and go. So it's all good. She's going to kill me for saying that on the interview.
Let's do it to the Black and Blue.
That is awesome.
But-
like this week's show, you're counting down movie soundtrack songs.
Oh, there you go.
So does Sammy songs that are in movies get featured a little bit in that countdown?
I do, but I try not to overdo it
Okay.
because I've written a song for every damn thing.
Right, right.
And I probably got more movie soundtrack songs under my belt, but I try not to hog the show because it's not what it's about. And I'm telling you, I have a hard time sticking to 20.
Right, I
I'm
bet.
sitting there at 23 going, what am I going to do? I start going, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, And like the other day, I had to pull one out. It was like I was doing, I pre-record these shows because I can't do 52 shows in a row because
Sure.
I'm not home for I'm nowhere for 52 days.
Right.
I'm on the planet Earth. That's about it. So I got 52 shows to do. So I go in there and knock out 4 or 5 at a time. And it's like I'm sitting there going, oh man, I got to get this song in there, but I can't take this one out. I can't take that one out. And sometimes I just go, fuck it. And I just take this one out and I go, I don't care.
Right.
Like,
it's gone.
in
It's
my
dead
head,
to me.
I have to, and you'll hear me talking about it on there sometimes. I'm going, yeah, number 3. Oh, number 3. I know it needs to be number 1, but damn it, I can't have that one. So I struggle with it, and I have a blast doing it. But I'm making up my newest show that I'm inventing, and it's taken a while because I'm calling up my 20 20 rock star, country star buddies. One guy, and I'm calling him, say, okay, you're on a desert island, you have one song to listen to for the rest of your life.
Okay.
What's it going to be?
Yeah.
And you know what's happening? I mean, I've got Adam Levine, I got Toby Keith, I got Kenny Chesney, I got Michael Anthony, I got Chad Smith, I got Joe Satriani. And it's like, there's a Hendrix, there's a Seeger, and there's a whole lot of Led Zeppelin. Everybody's got a Led Zeppelin. It blows my mind how it's going to be more of an evening with Led Zeppelin.
Yep.
Isn't that crazy? Everybody.
I was on your Instagram just earlier today looking at it, and you mentioned all those guys that you just mentioned. I'm wondering, so that's for the show, because I'm thinking, everyone that wants to get away for a few days, I'm going to Cabo. I'm going to go see what Sammy Hagar's doing. Everyone kid you up to try to stop by your place?
I've got more friggin' friends. I'm the luckiest guy in the world. Like, my friends, the type of friends that I've made in Cabo are people that like same lifestyle as me, and it's just so unpretentious, like you're sitting there. Adam didn't have his shirt off because he was trying to show his fine ass body off. He had his shirt off because it was hot,
right? Right.
And I didn't because he did.
Absolutely.
That young punk making me look bad. No, we hang out, we drink margaritas and stuff. Kenny comes riding past my house on a horse. He didn't even realize it was my house. He'd been to my house before, but he only come through the front door, right?
Yep.
So he's riding a horse down the damn beach, and I'm going, look at this fool out there on the horse, don't know how to ride a horse. And he looks up, Sammy, is that you? That's me. Come on, man. Put the horses away, and we sat and drank margaritas and played acoustic songs in my front yard all day. It was just awesome.
Cool.
Those are real friends. Those are people that, it's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, and you've collaborated with so many people. I just want to tell you one more. I just saw your episode not that long ago of Daryl's house when you had Daryl down to Cabo to do that set. It's got to be just fun inviting your buddies in to do those types of things, play their songs, play your songs, and just jam. I mean,
Daryl asked me to be on the show, and I said, well, I'm just not around. They have a window. He's got everything booked up way in advance. He's going, we have this window. And I go, well, I'm in Cabo. I said, if you come down there, let's do it. He came down. It was awesome. The cool thing about all that stuff is having a place like the Cabo Wabo, you do get to play. I've played with everybody but Keith Richards and Jimmy Page. Now, them mothers better get their butts down
there. You go.
Because everybody else has been there and done, all the people I want to play with anyway, and that are alive.
Right. Well, if they come through Milwaukee, we'll give them a nudge to the south for you.
It's like I'm a lucky guy. I get along with people really well, and some people I don't get along with, and they're not invited to the party. That's all there is to it.
Absolutely.
It's all good.
Your own party and say, yeah, but we don't want to have any fun. Exactly.
All
right.
You've always been so gracious with your time. Thank you for taking the time with us
Sammy.
today.
Talk to any of these
It's a
fools?
pleasure talking to you.
Michael Anthony, come over here and tell these people something. I didn't mean to call him a fool, but I was really talking to my kids. But Mike, come on now. Come on. You got to tell them how cool. Mike, no, I know.
Right? Yeah. We did. We talked through all of it,
but
right?
we need you to confirm and tell them what a nice guy. Tell them how cool Sammy Hagar is. You know what I mean? Tell them.
Oh, you?
No, Sammy Hagar. No, I'm talking about Sammy Hagar, not me. Yeah.
No, like I said in the forward of Sammy's book, everything he says is true, right?
Everything he says is true. That's right. Sammy, Michael, we got Vic, and Jason. Thank you guys so much for taking some time out with us today. We really appreciate it.